Hey guys, back again. So let's talk about three different movies I watched this last week. I've been really busy at work, and I've had a lot of other personal things, so it's been hard to sit down and review movies, and I haven't watched that many, to be honest, this week. But I really wanted to talk about these three, and I usually try to talk about most movies I see anyway, because I just think it's fun to talk on camera and see what you guys think. But the three movies I'm going to talk about today. First will be Superhost, which is a Shudder horror movie. Then I will talk about Don't Look Up, and then I will talk about the Harry Potter 20th Anniversary HBO Max special. And that's not really a movie, I guess, but I still am going to talk about it. So let's get started with Superhost, which, like I said, is available on Shudder. I have neglected Shudder for a while. In terms of I own Shudder, I've had that subscribed to that for a long time, but I've just been really not as much in a horror binge, and it sucks because this channel has the word horror in it, and I really do love horror movies, but I just really wanted to take a break for a while. But I watched Superhost, and this is I think a great return back to Shudder for me because I really thought this one was entertaining. The basic plot of Shudder is about these two YouTubers that go and review vacation homes, and then they go to this one location where this girl Rebecca is, and this girl Rebecca is really creepy and disturbing, and crazy shit starts happening. I'll say this, it's pretty basic for like a horror movie, but I thought it did some things that I thought were enjoyable about it, but there are also some things in it that I thought were like weird, like why were they in this? For example, I'm not going to get into heavy spoilers, but like this movie is about a crazy person chasing these people, and like it shows there's a scene like in the dark where like the guy character, I forgot what the girl and guy's characters' names are, the main characters, but the guy character looks out the window and he sees a girl with glowing eyes, and it's just her out in the dark, but it kind of looks like it's supposed to be supernatural, and it's like, what's the point in that? What's the point in showing that? I thought that was weird. There are weird moments like that. I think the turn is really weird in terms of like, you already know Rebecca's crazy, but then she shows he's crazy, and you're like, well, I already understood that. Like, it was pretty freaking obvious, like, that she was crazy. But I'll say this, the actress who played Rebecca, I thought was the best part of this movie. I thought she was really entertaining. I'm kind of ashamed that I didn't look up her name before this review, but she did a great job, and she was really interesting and funny and scary and creepy, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed her in it. I did like the idea of this movie being about YouTubers that try too hard, because unlike me, a lot of YouTubers try really hard. I'm just here to do random vlogs. Like, I'm not here to do like anything super special right now. I really don't expect much to come out of this, but I think it's always fun to talk about movies. I love movies, so I want to talk about them. But I like the idea in this movie that these YouTubers like, and I've heard this from major YouTubers as well. Whenever I hear this conversation of, oh, my videos are decreasing, my views are decreasing, how do I improve? How do I make this keep going? And the big YouTubers really have to do that. And I liked that idea of learning about that more, but it also was kind of weird because it just made these characters kind of shitty. Like, they were just desperate for views, to pay their rent, to pay for stuff. They didn't have much money. And that's the sad truth about YouTube, in which you gotta be a big named YouTuber that became famous on a stroke of luck, or at the beginning. And that's pretty much most of the YouTubers. Like, I know people can get money from YouTube, but like, it's not like what people expect. It's not glamorous. And I don't even get money from YouTube, but like, it's funny just to hear that idea that like, I do like the idea that they say like, oh, we can't make it like make a living off of YouTube. So I like that. I like seeing that. But it just kind of made these characters kind of, like I said, kind of unlikable in some ways. Like, especially the girl character, because the guy character is trying to propose to her, and then he does, and then she's like, oh, this will be great to have on the camera for views. And I'm thinking in my head, wow, she's really desperate for views. You really can't just find any other job on the street, like, seriously. And like, if you were in the world right now in 2021, there's a million fucking jobs out here, and people are being lazy as shit and not working. So like, if you were in real life, girl from this movie, you would have been like, found it very easy to find a job. Um, but it's so funny that this character in the movie, she's just like, oh yeah, you're gonna propose to me, okay, let's do this on camera so it'll get views. And I'm like, does that mean you actually not love him? Like, what's the deal with that? Like, that kind of annoyed me. um I like that they also mention clickbaity thumbnails, because there's always those clickbaity things where somebody's like that, or like surprise like thumbnails, and like they kind of annoy the shit out of me, honestly. But I like that. Just hearing about that kind of stuff. I liked seeing Barbara Crampton in this, and I forgot that she was in this because I follow her on Twitter, and I think she did. I did see a picture of her in this movie before I saw the movie, and I was like, "Oh, that looks cool," but I didn't. I forgot what movie it was called, and it was this Superhost, which is awesome. Um, I like seeing Barbara Crampton in this. I really liked what they did with her. I thought she was great. I really, like I said, the character of Rebecca, I thought was the best thing about this movie. She was very entertaining, very fun, very funny, very scary. Um, the violence in this was genuinely kind of surprising for the turn it gave. In terms of, this movie really felt just like a normal thriller, and then it became like a bloodbath in some scenes, and I'm just like, whoa. Or not a bloodbath. Like, it's not like you see like a million people get killed, but it's like, whenever somebody gets killed off, it's brutal as hell, and it is genuinely like one of the best things about the movie. I like that. I was surprised with the kills and the deaths in this. I was surprised where they went with it with the characters. I thought that was enjoyable. So I really did enjoy Superhost. Like, I thought this one was fun. It's not anything that's going to change your mind on horror. It's definitely more generic in terms of the plot. But I do like some of the things they pointed out. I do like some of the gore. I do like some of the performances. But pretty much that's all I could say about Superhost. And then the second movie I'm going to talk about today is Don't Look Up, which is the newest Adam McKay movie. And Adam McKay has directed movies like The Big Sick, Step Brothers, Anchorman, stuff like that. Or not The Big Sick, The Big Short. The Big Sick is a totally different movie, but that's a great movie as well. But The Big Short is a movie that I really didn't like. Adam McKay's Big Short movie, where it was like talking about, it was one of those movies where I don't even remember anything about it. It just really was just an annoying movie that just was like, oh, you're not very smart, let's explain the movie, like through scenes of celebrities in the movie just saying random stuff, like Margot Robbie in a bathtub explaining blah blah blah, whatever she's explaining in the movie. And I'm not a smart person when it comes to like stocks and all that stuff that they were talking about in the movie, but I was like, wow, it made me feel even dumber, just the way they're explaining it to me. But that movie, The Big Short, I really didn't remember liking. I liked Step Brothers. I liked Anchorman a lot. So Adam McKay is a director that, the more I remember, I do like some of his stuff. But this one, Don't Look Up, the basic plot of Don't Look Up is about Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence are two astrologists, who realize that a meteor is going to crash into the Earth and kill the population. And then they go to the president of the United States, played by Meryl Streep, and she's like, "Oh, this will get me more approval ratings. I'll do it." And then the movie just becomes really random, where like it's all about the build up to the meteor crashing, but it's a lot of random stuff. Like Ariana Grande will appear in the movie just to sing about, "You're all gonna die with this meteor," or and it's just so weird. Like stuff like that in the movie is very strange. And this has like every actor in the book that's famous right now. Like, it's so weird how many people they got for this movie for Netflix. But honestly, so it's weird because this movie, like, I didn't hate it, but I really didn't know what to think about it. Like, it had a lot of weird shit in it, like Ariana Grande singing the song. Like, why was she in the movie besides the fact that she's there to sing a song because she's a good singer? Really, I don't understand the point of her in the movie. But it also is a movie where, and I like this part of the portion of it, where like they are making fun of politicians and presidents, where like they are shitty people and shitty human beings, but it also feels petty because it's also like, oh, look at all these rich celebrities playing cutesy little, like, we're gonna poke fun at like the people we support. Like, it's very weird. It's very weird with like all these celebrities, which are like supporters of all these people, like these presidents and politicians, but they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna poke a little fun at them. We're gonna make them feel a little bad, but we're still gonna support them in terms of everything else. Like, it was very weird. Um, I just felt like the humor in it as well. Like, it had some good performances. Like, I really did like Meryl Streep as this over the top president. Like, I thought she was funny. Leonardo DiCaprio, I liked. I thought he honestly didn't do, like, he did a fine performance in this, but it felt like definitely one of his most unmemorable. But he's also playing a character that people kind of are like whatever about, like in the movie. Jennifer Lawrence has this weird hairdo in the movie. It kind of reminds me of like Red Sparrow that she was in, where she like did various disguises. I think one of her disguises where she had this weird like bowl cut hair, like Courtney Cox in Scream 3 kind of thing. But but she's okay in the movie. She's totally fine too. You got, like I said, Timothée Chalamet is in it as well. You've got Jonah Hill. You got Ron Perlman. You got a lot of people in this movie, and I feel like most of them are pretty wasted. Like, it's just a movie that's really dumb. And I know it's trying to be a parody of all this shit, but it's just like, yeah, we know the joke that like a lot of people aren't going to care about climate change. A lot of people are going to care about climate change. Um, we know the joke that presidents are corrupt and politicians are corrupt and they do bad shit and cover it up and use money to cover that shit up. Like, I understand the jokes, but it's like it just wasn't very funny. Like, it was just kind of random. Like, it was a very random, weird movie that I just didn't really understand. Like, it was just kind of baffling, like how weird and strange it was. Um, I just didn't understand it. Like, in terms of that, I understood what they were going for, but it was just a weird movie. Like, it just was kind of strange. Um, so Don't Look Up, I thought was just okay. I think I gave it like a 2.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. Like, it's not a bad movie, but it's really not that. It's not terrible, but it's really not great. It's definitely a weird middle of the road, like, I don't even know what to think about this movie kind of movie. Um, so yeah, I give that 2.5 stars out of 5 on Letterboxd. And also Superhost. Going back to Superhost real quick, I rated that 3.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd because I really did enjoy it. Then Don't Look Up 2.5 stars, and then let's talk about the last thing I watched this week, which is the Harry Potter HBO Max reunion special. I forgot what the exact title is, but it's of course all the cast members from the Harry Potter movies coming back, or the ones that they could get back, to reminisce about their time for 20 years since Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone was released, or Philosopher's Stone was released as a movie. And honestly, I'm such a big Harry Potter fan. I mean, you can't tell, can you, with all these Harry Potter Legos behind me? I really love Harry Potter as a franchise. I love the books. Those are some of the only books I've really read more than once. I'm not really a big book reader. I mean, I'll read some books, but I'm not really a big reader of books. At least not at this time in my life. But I love Harry Potter. Like, I seriously, it's one of my favorite things ever. Like, I love the Harry Potter films. I love the books. Great stuff. The Fantastic Beasts movies are fine, but they're not like great. But this is interesting to come back to this because I did like seeing all these people back. I did enjoy seeing all these people that I grew up with and seeing them reminisce and hearing just about their stories on in the filming of the movie or the casting of the movie for the Sorcerer's Stone. I really enjoyed that. And of course you got the main three: Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, and Emma Watson. Like, of course you got Harry, Ron, and Hermione, but you also have other characters like Dean, like Ginny, Hagrid, Fred and George, Bellatrix Lestrange. You've got all these actors back in this, and they all do a fun job. Like, they're all fun and entertaining to see, and I like seeing them going back to the sets of these movies. Like, I thought that was fun, and The only person who doesn't really appear, the only person who appears via archive footage is J.K. Rowling. So she doesn't appear because of something on Twitter, I guess, about she said something insensitive and she apologized, but then Twitter was like, no, she's the devil. She can't apologize. She's just the devil forever. Um, so J.K. Rowling is not in this movie, or not in this thing, really. She's in just the archive footage filmed in 2019 before all of the debacle, the Twitter debacle that she had. Um, Again, I don't think it's right what she said, but like, it's just like, Twitter is just fucking the worst thing in the world. It's the worst thing ever. I hate it. But I enjoyed this. Not much I could say about the Harry Potter HBO thing. Like, I thought it was fun and entertaining, and I love Harry Potter as a franchise, so of course I was gonna watch it. It's not anything like I can really say much about. Besides just seeing all the people involved. Oh, it even had the directors too, like Chris Columbus, Alfonso Cuarón, Mike Newell, and David Yates. So it's cool to see all of the directors as well, and they all were really fun to see. Um, and I really just like a lot of moments between these actors, seeing how they just reminisce and come back to each other. And this is similar to the Friends reunion special that they did last year for HBO Max, or I think it was at the beginning of last year, where the Friends character, all the Friends actors come back, and you see other actors. It's similar to that, which was fine because I enjoyed that as well. But I had fun with this one. It's not anything I can really say much else about, but I enjoyed it. Really, like what else can I say? It's Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter. So that is it for the three movies that I've watched this week. Like I said, I just haven't had time to review them all singularly. I'm just gonna review them all at once, get it out of the way. What the hell? I'm ready to watch more stuff. So that is it for these three movies for this week. I will definitely put more reviews up. I need to watch more movies. I've just been watching more TV shows. Um, and I just have been busy, so I'm gonna try to get back in the movie watching schedule because there's so many I want to see, so many big ones that have come out this year that I missed, or last year that I missed. Now it's last year. Now it's 2022, you guys. So I'm excited to see more movies. So more reviews coming up soon. I'll see you guys later. Take care.